Hello and welcome back to an all-new Sam Plans a World. I'm your host, Samantha Bremekamp, and on today's episode, we are going to be helping our little friends that we started inside who are getting a little leggy and moving them over, giving them some more space, laying them sideways, and or putting them in a party cup because it's still not exactly time to plant them outside. As you know, with our weather being as wacky as it is, we continue to go between 70 and humid to 40 and freezing. So it's not exactly ideal time yet to put out vegetables or flowers that need warmer weather. So we're going to use our trusty party cups that I reused from last year, some trays, a heck of a lot of recycling, and continue to use the seed starting dirt that I got from our friends at Ocean State Job Lots. And together, we're going to save the day, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to get messy, so you might want to put on gloves. You know how much I love just bare-handing soil. And of course, I have my trusty kitchen spoon, which is my favorite thing to use when gardening. And if you ever go into my garden, you'll find a bunch of these all over the place, because once I put it in something, I kind of forget where the spoon went. So first, I'm going to focus on the tomatoes because A, they're my favorite, they're delicious, but also they're getting too leggy. And what that means is they're growing very tall, which is cool, except for you want like sturdy, stocky plants and not tall, lean, more fragile plants. So we're going to get some of my party cups out of the way for a second. We're going to take the seed starting soil and I'm going to put it in a new tray. And once I start grabbing at the tomatoes gently, maybe using a spoon if I need it, I'm going to lay them sideways. What? That's preposterous. It is and it's not. With things like tomatoes, you can lay them sideways and their root system will then expand out of the long part of the stem that's too leggy, giving it the ultimate, way stronger root system that it needs to grow. And if you saw any of my episodes from last year, when I went to plant the tomato plants outside, for the ones that were too tall, again, even though they were much bigger, I laid them down sideways. And then the top sticking out, the leaves, will turn itself to go up towards the sun because what do plants want, or certain plants want sun. So they're always going to lean towards it. So even though you're planting them like this, they will in fact start to change their makeup to go towards the sun. And I'm using seed starting soil still because this is not where it's going to live forever. And it's also like a lighter medium. It doesn't have the heavier, although more enriched garden soil that's outside. These guys are still little babies. And so they need a soil that's providing stuff, but light enough for them to really acclimate and grow their own way. If we can all just grow our own way, we'll be okay. So I'm not filling it to the top because again, this is just a stopover. And you could also, I guess, take the super leggy things, put it in a party cup and fill the dirt up to here. And that might also create more root systems. But then you're going to have like really deep places to plant it. Anyway, I'm doing what I'm doing. So your choice. I just prefer it this way. Okay, so now that I have this all fluffed up, I'm going to see if I can just bare hand pinch a little tomato guy out. Yeah, you see the root system? He's ready. And I'm going to Whoop, there's two. Hold on, buddy. Lay this beauty sideways. And then I take a little bit, like a clump of dirt, and make a little pillow. You don't want the leaves laying in dirt because that really promotes germs or a fungus or whatever horrible things that can happen. And you don't want that, obviously. So leaves up, even if like the leaves are low, if it rains and it splashes dirt up, it might be inviting things to destroy your plants that you're not going to want. Not to freak you out. It's going to be okay. So I'm just going to do a row of these. So good. Oh, there's two of them. Hello. I'm going to carefully split them up. There we go. Super easy. And boop. And again. Just tucking them in. And obviously after I do this, I will do a light watering on the part that's tucked underground, because tomatoes are bottom feeders. How dare I? No, it's serious. They're bottom feeders, which means they'd rather get watered from underneath and not splashed on top. Because that's just the way. That's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. That's just the way it is for these tomatoes. And you're probably not going to be, if you're doing like a little personal garden, you might not be doing as many. And or if you're more of a savage than me, then you're going to start thinning out the herd, if you will, and just taking the strongest, best of the best. But I am a softie, and I believe that everybody has a chance, or should have a chance. So I'm not doing that. Not doing that yet. Bum, bum, bum. And these are, oh yes, the black cherry tomatoes, which I'm super excited about. Thank you, Alicia, once again for knowing me so well to getting me that really awesome garden present. So delicious. Plus it like adds like some kind of drama to the garden where it's not just your typical plants. I mean, it just drives me crazy when you drive around, you see everybody has the same exact typical tulips or daffodils. And then if you look up tulips and daffodils, you find out that there's hundreds of varieties, and some just look so awesome and grow the same way. So you are able to have variety. You are able to make your garden more like your own personality if you want. I mean, if you like to do cookie cutter, that's your choice, but might I suggest trying a different variety of something? Nothing bad could happen. Just an idea. Okay. So I have this row done, and now I'm going to do the same thing, but the opposite direction, just because it makes sense. I know that this side is the black cherry, so I will put my handy gaffer tape label or tab that I taught you guys how to do. And so the rest of these are still small enough that I'm not going to have to move them. But some of these are a little too tall. And these are the persimmons, which are so delicious. I have been growing them and reseeding them since 2015. And they're this delicious, smoky, heavy, medium to large, delicious tomato that you can eat straight up. Perfect for sandwiches, great for sauces, gorgeous in salads. Oh, so good. Again, so many different varieties of things. Every year you should just try a couple new things. I'm not saying to change the whole thing, but just see how magical your garden becomes if you just change it up a little bit each year. My recommendation. Okay, little guy. Mm. And no, I'm not going to grow 8 billion tomato plants. I'm growing some of these for other people as well. Sharing is caring, and not everybody has the patience that I do for growing things from seed. But I'm telling you, the flavor alone is worth the work. Not to mention the gorgeous colors of different varieties that you're adding to your garden. All right, friend. Well, okay. If you're able to stomach putting your hands in really nice soil, I recommend doing it this way and not needing the spoon. The spoon you'll see I'll use for bigger things that have stronger root systems. For like delicate tomatoes, it just makes more sense to do it by hand. But I know there are some people that just hate getting dirty. You know, everyone's different. That's okay. But in my opinion, a little hurt, no, a little dirt never hurt. I'm gonna have to either make a new label or just take it. Oh no, I could take it out because I just have one more tomato on too. It might be two, that's okay. Put it here, make sure the label's still good. It's so funny. I am so eager, obviously, I'm sure you are too, to be able to plant most things outside. And we keep getting teased with these 70 and super humid days. But then you see that like next Tuesday, it's going to drop to like 28 degrees at night. And that would absolutely kill everybody. And you don't want to having put in so much effort and time and attachment, see your little friends get destroyed. Anyway, okay. So that's that. So good. And now I'm going to take a break from tomato stuff and dive right into transplanting these bigger guys. We have a lot of pickle bush and a lot of punks. Okay, pumpkins. That beautiful, I feel like it was like a Marseille or Marseille. It was three words. I have to look it up. But it was like the beautiful bluish with the deep ridges pumpkins. This makes you think of Cinderella. Fairy godmother coming. Okay. Because these root systems are serious, I filled it 3/4 of the way up. And now I'm going to use my little spoon. I'm going to use this side, the bottom, the wrong side, to dig a little hole. As you'll see, the help of my spoon, the root system is going to be ridiculous. So now that I've done that, gently putting it down. And that is why I did not fill the dirt, because the dirt that came with it, that it's holding on to for dear life with its root system, will sit nicely on top. I hope we get pumpkins this year. It's just something so magical about your garden in the summer ending, like the tomatoes or whatever, and then the beautiful pumpkin vines start creeping over your hill, and pumpkins start growing and start getting you in the mood for fall, and of course my favorite holiday, Halloween. I love doing stuff like that because it makes the neighborhood get excited to go past the house and check on the progress. It's almost like a community event. Why not bring a little joy to your neighbors if possible? We have the best neighbors here. They're so, so lucky. Okay. These are also punks. So first, I'm going to take the gaffer tape, which easily transfers to its new home. Boop. And I'm going to now do the same thing with this punk. There are two punks. I'm going to have to do this cup twice, but there are worse things than that. Okay. Delicately. I'm so nervous. Oh man, so all the roots of this and the pickle bushes right next to it. Whoop. Okay. Super healthy, super happy. Pumpkin. Boom. I don't know if you knew this, but pumpkins love to be grown in a mound or on a hill. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I have found that it's true and it works so much better. So if you have a flat property, garden space, just build a mound around the pumpkin plant so it can cascade down it. Just make it happier. Happy pumpkin plant grows happy pumpkins. Ooh. Boy, I can see the roots underneath. Ooh. I'm doing it very carefully because there are other things that are starting to finally grow, and I don't want to disturb their peace. I want everyone to be happy. Okay. I will have to make one more little pumpkin sign for these guys, but why not have a different type of party? A garden party, a pumpkin party, or invite friends over. If you're going to put in the time and the effort to grow things from seed, then have them come over, get dirty, make some mocktails or cocktails, and then they can each name their plant and take one home and hopefully not kill it. But that's how easy it is. And it also just is very cathartic, feels really good. It's like meditation with the smell and the feel of the soil, dropping that great serotonin and dopamine. Nature's high, baby. So for this year's cucumber varieties, I decided to try Burpee's Pickle Bush, mostly because the name made me laugh so hard. And I realized that the cucumbers that we grow, mostly I just want to make pickles. You know how obsessed with pickles I am. And if you don't know, I have some really great pickle episodes to teach you how to do it. A spicy pickle episode and, more of like a regular type of whatever the dealio is for pickles. But, So yeah, the varieties I'm trying this year are more pickle oriented of cucumbers. So this is from my good friends Burpee, Old Pickle Bush. It'll make you laugh, plus it'll give you delicious pickles. The root systems. Burpee hits it again, does a great job. Boop. Okay, perfect, easy pickle bush. Plus it's almost pickleball season, which is exciting. Have awesome neighbors that have their own net and stuff in the cul-de-sac, which is exciting. I'm invited to go play with them. Cannot wait. Eventually, maybe we'll have like the pickle cup where the winner of the tournament that we've made up will get the jar of pickles. I think that's super cute. So it's adding really fun, cute things to look forward to like that. Building community. Easy, fun, delicious, dirty people. All right. All right, Burpee. Pickle bush. Look at those roots. Good job. I don't know if you knew, but one of the offices for Burpee is actually in PA, which is pretty cool. And last pickle bush from this container, I have more growing in cups already under the lights. Picked up the seed starting stuff at Ocean State Job Lots and my friends. And by friends, I mean the people that work there that I harass when I go. Act like we're friends. They're very nice to me. Like as they have to be, but also they're just very nice. Yeah, I think it's time for that one to be transplanted. All right, just gonna pat that down. And now I'm gonna make a bunch more of the tabs for that, but very exciting stuff. Very, very cool. And now I'm just gonna add those to one of the shelves with the grow lights. And now that there's more room, I'm going to just spread some of these rows down because this is flower, straw flower, pink dandelions, really fun things that I got from Bear Creek Seed Co, which is, you can get the beautiful magazine for it. And of course I have a website called rareseeds.org, I think. Double check that, but they grew really well. It was my first time using them, and they're pretty awesome. So I'm going to be adding a little bit more dirt since I pulled out so much with the really healthy, happy, bigger plants. And now I'm going to kind of do a little light shuffle to spread these out more. These little guys, which are the pink dandelions, are super cute, and they are going to get spread out and pushed gently into the new soil so their root systems can continue to expand and they can get bigger. They're so cute little plants. It's amazing to watch the progress of what started as a tiny seed and becomes a big, beautiful plant. Oh yes, the miracle of gardening, which is great to do, once again, with kids, with elders. Oh man, if you have or work at a senior living facility, you should absolutely partner with like a preschool, a nursery school nearby, and have them start doing things together, like maybe a shared community garden in a senior living space or something, and just watch the magic unfold with that intergenerational, beautiful friendships blooming. And you'll start to see how much happier the seniors are, and see how they start to age backwards with the beautiful relationship of having friends with younger people. Anyway, it just works so well. Okay, so that was the pink dandies, which got shuffled down. And now I'm going to take the beautiful pink shade daisy / straw flower, and I'm going to separate them a little bit and give them more space. Once again, I know you're supposed to thin them out, but I want every single flower to have the best shot ever. And these are great. These are great in pots. They're great directly in the ground. There's no wrong answer for these really beautiful flowers. Plus, I'm really excited to be growing things that will do well in resin later on when I try to make cool gifts and things with beautiful flowers that will then become immortalized. It's just really easy and pretty and smells really good. And I'll just continue doing that. I'm going to have to shuffle these beauties down, and then I'll just expand these. Indoor gardening, you can do it on a rainy day, you can do it on a snowy day. It lifts your spirits, and it gives you hope for the future. Oh, yeah, no, anyway. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so listen. I know what it looks like. It's just reliving my youth. But the real party, my friends, is this. Look at the root system underneath there. These are the gorgeous sunflowers that I tried for the first time, Baker Creek heirloom seeds. So we have these fiery red ones, which are delightful, and these sunflowers that look like they're fuzzy. One is aptly named Teddy Bear, and the other is Sun King. So the Sun King variety is getting super tall in the middle row, and I'm going to have to separate these guys out, and also I want to give them more space. So I have taken my party cups for this new kind of party that I party hard every day, and I labeled them with a nice little Sharpie, and I'm going to be adding more of the seed starting soil to it. And then I think I'm going to do 2 sunflowers per cup because, as we know, these are going to get transferred outside. But right now, today specifically, it's cold. And these guys need to go out after the danger of the last frost. And as you know, sometime this coming week or this week that we just had, we had it drop down back to like 28 one night, which is just crazy. Also, I didn't use all the seeds, so I have more if I want to start some later so they bloom longer in a succession kind of way. Kind of like the show, but also like not at all like the show. It makes noise. Bring the noise, bring the funk as I open up this dirt. And a lot of the time when you buy bags of dirt, if you're not aware, the dirt needs to be fluffed up a little bit. They arrive as like bricks of dirt, which is cool, you know, happy for them. But okay, have it open. I'm going to use my bare hands because I'm a savage, garden savage. You could try to use a spoon. I just feel like because the root system is so dense, a spoon might cut through it. I'd rather carefully tread. So, picking up this bundle with all those roots of 3, I'm going to move the smaller one back, and I'm going to take the 2 and carefully untangle them. There we go. And put them on either side. Gently pressing them deeper with their roots. The roots are covered, and then I'll add another little handful of dirt. Oh yeah. Perfect rainy day activity. And they're gonna be so much happier. Sunflowers are incredible. They take out toxins from the soil. If you haven't heard me say this before, I'll say it again. They found that planting them near nuclear events like Chernobyl, the sunflowers are so powerful. They're able to eradicate the toxins and horrible stuff that was released into the soil, which is awesome. And there we have it. I'll add a little bit of water. I don't want to drown them because they're sitting in cups. And what are cups meant to do? Hold water, which is cool. But you just want the roots to be able to drink. You don't want them sitting in water because then they'll get root rot and then we'll all have to cry. So now just repeat this a bunch of times. Ta da da da. And you're good to go. You wear gloves if you want, but come on, guys. Come on. We've been getting a lot of rain, which is awesome. However, this really fun container that I got from Ocean State Job Lots has a water basin, which is great. But we got such a torrential downpour for such a long time yesterday that it filled it up. And then I had to lift it to get the water out, which was a little bit too heavy for me. And I don't want to have to do that all the time. So I'm taking my trusty, not so dusty DeWalt, and I'm going to drill holes above the water basin, because if you drill holes into the water basin, it's not going to retain water. And luckily, because of how it rained and moved, there's a space, so I'm able to see how far up I can do it. So it's below, or it's above the basin, won't affect the basin, but won't let it just flood and destroy all these guys. So here we go, you and me. All right, DeWalt. Remember, when you turn it on, you're going to hold it and keep it on. You keep it on so it's easy for it to not get stuck in. And I'll do one on each side, and that'll be enough. Thank you, DeWalt. Thank you so much for joining me on this super dirty episode of Sam Explains the World with your host, Samantha Bremekamp. I hope I've inspired you to try some new things, to get your hands dirty, and to learn the joys of gardening. Until next time, Friday, 9 p.m., right here on BCTV.